Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
Hey guys, how you going? Oh my goodness, what a mess yesterday was. I kind of knew it was going to happen, I think, because I knew I was late. So excuse yesterday, don't mind me. Cynthia said, yeah, you might be a little late, out to lunch, how you going? Susie, how you going? Who else have we got? Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred. Shannon, how you going? Deb, how you going? David, how you going? Out to lunch, more coffee? Two Davids, how you going? There's two different Davids there. I am Kai, how you going? Jim, how you going? Who else have we got? Faith, how you going? Okay, let me go back now. I'm going to do a little bit of news first, and then we'll have a chat. Okay, I've got to make that bigger so I can see what I'm doing and add the screen. Okay, Cat Turd said, bottom line, the left is melting down over Elon Musk owning Twitter because they've lost their special treatment. They don't want equal treatment. They want all opposing views suspended because they can't defeat us in the arena of ideas. An even playing field terrifies them. That's why you say, let everyone speak, let all ideas out, and we'll see which ones are the best. I'm sure discerning adults can figure that out. Juanita Broderick said, Satan doesn't hide anymore and still millions can't see him. I believe that's true. He's not hiding and a lot of people still can't see him. Rams Paul says Twitter is reportedly nuking pedo accounts. This is eliminating much of Antifa on Twitter. Well, we know because a lot of them turn out in the end, they get charged with things like that. So not all, but a lot of them do. I don't know about all. At this point, who knows? Ian Miles Chong said the far left is broken. They're seething non-stop about Elon Musk banning pedo degenerates from Twitter. You'd think it would be the one issue that the left and right can see eye to eye on, wouldn't you? Why are they like this? Unless they are. I don't know. Why would you unless you are? Why would you support that? Anyway, Monica said, mind blown. Just look at this picture at the local chemist. What in the actual... Told you. Sorry. I said this at the beginning. I don't know if anyone can tell what this is. Okay, it's an all-inclusive, right? All-inclusive, because they could never tell in the first place the difference. So it's an all-in-one, okay? They could never tell the difference, okay, between. I'm telling you, that's all it was I knew it. I bloody well knew it. Government exec is corrupt. Says breaking Justin Trudeau lies under oath by saying he never attacked unvaccinated Canadians over the mandates or took part in calling them names. I do remember. He did. Should I play it? Let's have a little look. Hang on. I've got to turn the volume up and then go over to the beginning. Oh, hang on, he's talking. Okay, yeah. I hope you can read that. We all know people are a little bit hesitant. We'll continue to try and convince them. There are also people who are fiercely against it. They're extremists, apparently, who don't believe in science, often misogynist, also racist, a small group that muscles in. And we have to make a choice in terms of leaders. Do we tolerate these people? My God. I want to come back to things like we're doing. It's not those who are blocking us, the people who've got it. Anyway, let's not listen to any more of that. We did hear he has called people names. Ian Miles Chong said Taylor Lorenz is lobbying Google and Apple to pull Twitter from their app stores. She's using the Washington Post to do it. And apparently, I heard that one of those media places was what happened with the adpocalypse on YouTube in the first place. It happened way back, 2012 to 14. There was an adpocalypse where creators did not, all of a sudden, their earnings dropped right down. And it was one of these media places that did it. And I'm not sure if it was the Washington Post. Allison said, Epps, Comey, McCabe, Stroke, Page, Ray, Garland, Mayorkas, Biden, Fried, Clinton, Obama, Smollett, J6, Pipe Bomber, Hunter, Hobbs, Fauci, Miley, Pence, Antifa, BLM. What do they all have in common? They're criminals. I don't know. A lot of people are saying a lot of different stuff in the comments. Swamp criminals, paid by the same people, straight up pathological liars. They're all criminals. This is emblematic of our current system and justice not being served. Yeah, well, I think they're criminals because the criminals are the ones running everything, organising everything. The worst of the worst are in charge. American Soldier for Christ said, how do we stop Klaus Schwab in the World Economic Forum? How do we do that? Okay, without going into it, I'd say do not listen to them. Don't play along. Someone said, put Mr. T back in the White House. Who cares what happens? We're already in a civil war, so won't matter that much. Organise locally and online, inform people. Yeah, but when you're getting censored, it's a little bit hard. Start a campaign to boycott divest from all the money that they, all the places, like this one here and this one here, and others that funnel money to them. Mums get involved in the school boards. Start securing transparent election processes and only elect those with your priorities. Donate directly to candidates who share your values till it's cleaned up. Continues. Yeah, stop fear-based decision-making. That's another good one. But I just think, don't listen. I think that's the best way. Everyone ignore it. Turn your back on it. Eliza said, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein filed lawsuits against Deutsche Bank, AG, and JP Morgan Chase & Co. today. The banks financially benefited from the late financier's sex trafficking operations, apparently. Wall Street Journal. Now, why don't I trust this? They knew they did nothing to stop it. My hope is that survivors receive justice and all Epstein-Maxwell co-conspirators are held accountable. Okay, what victims are doing this? I just would like to know. Because, I don't know, I'm really sus on certain people. And it's not that I'm behind Jeffrey Epstein. I'm not. I'm just saying I'm really sus on certain people for going after money. And there's a lot of people that we don't know about behind the scenes. I'd like to know what's going on. That's pretty much it. Hello, Possum said that anybody watched last night the Powerball results in Victoria. The first number out of 16 at 9:15 p.m. At 9:23 p.m., the 16 had disappeared from the screen and become a 14. So the first number out was 16, was at 9:15 p.m. At 9:23, the 16 had disappeared from the screen and become a 14. I'm telling you, don't play these lotto. Don't give them. Okay, that's more money people are giving them. If you play the lotto, the lottery, whatever it is, this is Tats Lotto. Money back, please. They're rigging it. There you go. They're rigging. They are rigging it. Okay. Elon Musk said, what do you think of the culture war? I said, we need to be able to communicate freely, YouTube, without being censored. One side has all of the power over censorship so far. Tom Fitton said, escalation, anti-free speech. Leftists and allied media begin push to remove Elon Musk's Twitter from Google and Apple app stores. Okay, so that's what happens when you try and go free speech. We saw it with, what was it, Parler? They did it to Parler. I think they did it to Rumble for a while. You couldn't get it on the App Store. Old soldiers said ISIS brides were moved immediately into housing in Sydney. Meanwhile, thousands who did not travel to fight against Australians remain homeless. Can someone from Labor please explain? I sound like Pauline Hanson. Please explain. Come on. Someone explain this. See, they get given housing immediately, and it's in Western Sydney. Too close for comfort, mate. Val Glass says, that takes the award for best question of the day. Let's have a listen. What question was that?
Do you regard, if Labor win but you lost your seat, would you regard that as success?
Is there an actual question from someone?
Okay.
The people of Mulgrave will determine, as all electors will, across our state.
Do you regard if...
He's like a slimy little snake, this one. This is Daniel Andrews, who runs Victoria. It's not the state I live in, but that was one of the worst hit states in Australia, believe me. I feel sorry for Victorians. And this wife today, is it? This one, okay. Because apparently we've got 4 different wives. Peter Clack said carbon dioxide's been in decline since Snowball Earth 650 million plus years ago, and CO2 was 8,000 parts per million, Earth encased in ice. In the next 100 million years, the Cambrian explosion was a turning point for animal life. Now we're at the lowest levels of CO2 in world history at 155 ppm. Everything dies. Because plants need it. See, they were going to make everyone eat plants, right? And then they were going to starve the plants for CO2. And then you can't eat anything. So you'll starve to death. It was either this way, the way we're going now, all this really slow leaking stuff, or it was war, starvation. Oh, it would have been a mess. It really would have been. I'm actually happy now that they're doing it this way. It's a slow leak and everyone's waking up. And if they're not, well, I just don't know what to say. Ian Miles Chong said, did you even buy anything on the Black Friday sales? Did anyone? You know what they do anyway? Be careful with these. Things like this, what they do is they put the price up to then lower the price, and you're not getting much of a bargain really anyway. So, yeah, unless there's something like really cheap that's is normally more expensive than that, just be careful with sales and things. I like this reply because I read this one here. Robert Reich said, what Elon Musk fails to understand, much of a corporation's value lies in their workers, their knowledge, skills, and ideas. When he fired half of Twitter's workforce and drove off even more, he wasn't cutting costs. He was actively destroying what he bought. Elon Musk says, interesting, now pay $8. Oh, I'm sorry, I love it. Okay, Big Bird said, aluminium, if true, needs to stop being used immediately. Oh dear. Okay, let's have a listen. Might turn this one up if...
Doctors are now warning, if you use aluminum foil, stop it or face deadly consequences. Aluminum foils is one of the most used kitchen items. Except for cooking, it's also used for wrapping and even for treatment of common ailments. However, a recent discovery has shed new light on this kitchen staple. For one thing, aluminum is a neurotoxic heavy metal that has an adverse effect on brain function, and has even been linked to Alzheimer's disease. Medical experts warn that exposure to this metal may result in mental decline, as well as loss of coordination, bodily control, memory, and balance. Needless to mention, the effects can be long-lasting. The aforementioned study also found that cooking with aluminum foil possibly affects the bones as well, owing to the fact that the metal accumulates inside the bones, taking over calcium in the competition for the tight bone space. The end result is loss of the much-needed calcium for proper bone health. In addition, researchers have also linked cooking with aluminum foil with pulmonary fibrosis and other respiratory issues due to inhalation of aluminum particles. Grilling with aluminum produces the same effect. Although we've long been familiar with the fact that aluminum cans are a serious health threat, somehow tin foil was never a subject for discussion. What most people are unaware of is that when exposed to high temperatures, aluminum foil releases parts of the metal into the food. Even if these tiny pieces are not released, chemical leaching of aluminum may still occur when some spices or lemons are added. Dr. Essam Zubaydi, a chemical engineering researcher at the American University of Sharjah, has studied the effects of aluminum on cooking. He discovered that one meal cooked in aluminum foil can basically contain up to 400 milligrams of aluminum. In his words, the higher the temperature, the more the leaching.
Oh dear. I thought I'd share. I don't trust computer voices when people do computer voices. But I understand the information I'm being given, and they have, look, they claim they took it out of, even though it's under another name in there, I think, and they're pretty much, they do spray it from the sky. Yeah, there's no point in subjecting yourself to more of it if you don't have to. If you can, get casserole and dishes with a glass lid that you can put in the oven if you want to cover something, You can also probably use baking paper for most things instead of alfoil or aluminium foil. Oh, this was this morning. What would you rather? A house 1 has Netflix, blanket, and unlimited snacks. House 2 has country walks, fire pit, and unlimited wine. House 3 has a private beach, home gym, pizza, and beer. House 4 has a swimming pool, in-house Starbucks, and unlimited chocolate. House 5 has mountain views, garden and hammock, scenic walks. House 6 has library, hot tub, and home cinema. I picked number 5. Oh dear, I think everyone would have known that anyway. Drew Hernandez said, all of my Antifa opposition getting banned off Twitter for obvious violence that's not free speech. Threatening someone, and you'll see further on, because we found one that has actually threatened people. Yeah, that's not free speech. That is illegal. Threatening people is illegal. So, and it has been for a very long time. So, Yeah, and it's just that these platforms were not actually policing that. They'd rather just police the opposition. Okay, but anyway, I've received so many death threats from these people on and off the platform, even while on the ground reporting. Breaking USA says Liberals will be so angry. Liberals will be freaking out because he just keeps winning. Twitter's grown. And I heard he might be given amnesty to a lot of people who were blocked. Katie said, voting day. Soon we'll know if Melbourne will be the most livable city in the world again. Anyone that voted against tyranny, thank you. If you haven't voted, say Victoria and vote Labor last. Labor and the Greens are apparently sinking, but we'll see what happens because we know what happens when they use certain machines. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be a big uproar if he does. And I'm just sitting in the middle going, it could go either way, because if they have used certain things, then they might get away with it. And I hope not. Sheila Gunn Reid said, Chippyhook, I don't know how to say that, but makes Trudeau acknowledge that thousands of Canadians line the street and highways to support the convoy. She's now making Trudeau listen to a statement from a Canadian who said the convoy restored her faith and hope in Canada. Good. He should be listening. But he won't pay attention. None of them do. They're just like many little psychopaths running around doing whatever they want. I know it's just a movie, but it's frustrating sometimes. Raheem Jar Kassam said maybe the Biden admin shouldn't have promoted actual Satanists. Disclosed TV said new Walmart mass shooter claims he was led by Satan. Paranoid suicide note before gunning down 6 co-workers. Yeah, it's not working. Like, their propaganda is not working because they're trying to do all this and then continue to say it's the other side, and then we find out within an hour or two these days that that's not the case. Okay, Rage Against the you-know-what says grain of rice and the world's smallest computer. My trust in government is this, nothing. Right? Okay, that's how small. But look at that. The world's smallest computer, and that's a grain of rice. Libs of TikTok said the person who was leading the charge over the past week with threats to kill me was just suspended. I noticed many others who sent death threats were suspended as well. Thank you, Elon Musk. And Ian Miles Chong said, thank you for taking out the trash. Twitter is now a much less violent place and much freer place to be on. After this person and these people, it's always, have things in their bio. Gunther Eagleman said, I never arrested a gun for murder. No, just people. Because guns don't murder people. People do. I heard a good argument the other day that you can't have a population armed unless they're Christian and they have the same faith as each other. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, and that's what I heard. It was a pretty good. That's why I listen to Tim Pool sometimes, because there's two sides, or more than two sides, actually. You've got Luke Rakowski, you've got Tim Pool, and then you've got conservative or whatever, whoever. You've got a few sides there, and everyone throws their 2 cents in. It's worth listening to. Like I said, I don't like to be in an echo chamber. I do like to hear what other people have to say. So, yeah, it's interesting anyway. The masked conspiracist, said, who would respect someone that's been to Epstein Island? Truth is out there, don't you think? In response to David Morgan, who said, Tom Hanks says he doesn't respect anyone that doesn't wear a mask. Well, I don't respect anyone that's been to Epstein Island, so there we go. Oh, dear. Exactly. Myrna said, be ready, 2A. What does the government do once it's disarmed its citizens? Anything it wants. See that in debt. I swear Australia's being taught why we need to be armed. Honestly, otherwise your government can do anything and get away with it. Agorist Nexus posted this. Tyler, I'm old enough to remember when the Pentagon said they misplaced $2.3 trillion And it was never spoken of again. Yeah, because the very next day, 9/11 happened. Mike Stevens said Operation Lockstep in plain sight for those with eyes to see. The black feminist auntie said, what do we need so many humans for? She's obviously pointing this out, what he said. Ready?
Humans for would constitute a new useless class. When I say that these are useless humans, it's not from the viewpoint of the mother, of the wife, of the son. Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Forget the conspiracy. Listen to our government agencies. These guys are telling the truth. You know, there's no conspiracy here, folks. Just get your damn vaccine.
All right. Thank you, Doc.
Humans for would constitute a new useless class.
Oh my God, these people are the useless class. Honestly, they can go and shove it. Dr. Ranjit Rayo said, to whom it may concern, what are these little things now? That's interesting on Twitter. I noticed it yesterday or the day before. To some people say get over it when discussing lockdowns, curfews, and playgrounds and that. The reason why we shouldn't get over it is because it sets a precedent. It shows governments what people will tolerate when enough fear is generated. Fact is, there was no signs, but it happened anyway. That's why. It's a matter of standing up for what's right and what's wrong. It's not a matter of just doing what you're told anymore. Not the B. Louisiana AG slams Fauci for not answering questions during deposition about his handling of that coof. AG Laundry said, wow, it was amazing to spend 7 hours with Dr. Fauci, the man who single-handedly wrecked the US economy based on the science and discovery can't recall practically anything dealing with his response to the coof. Sheila Gunn Reid, again, Chipiak, when did you and your government become so afraid of your own citizens? And Trudeau said, I'm not, and we are not. With that, Forever 79 is done. Convoy lawyers used their last questions to remind Trudeau he is not king and did not do well with that reality. I meme, therefore I am, said this would have never have happened before. I love the new Twitter. Little Hoot here said, J.R. Rashik, Tim Poole, Matt Walsh, Jamie Mitchell et al. Have been way too comfortable lately. She personally thinks they should have to fear for their lives more, apparently. She thinks doxing them's good. She thinks making their lives an unlivable nightmare, making it impossible for them to go out to bars or stores or restaurants, making them change numbers and addresses is good. This to me is a threat. Okay, what happened? Whoops. Bye. That's what happens when you threaten people. It's illegal to threaten people. FYI, keep your eyes open because she's involved with Respect the Dead page, which is still up and running. There you go. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there are people threatening people on Twitter. And now that's finished. Rage Against the, you know what, said 10 people killed and 9 injured when a fire broke out at an apartment building in Xinjiang. Oh my goodness, Xinjiang, where COVID lockdowns have housebound many residents for more than 3 months. Xinjiang roads were placed in the community to prevent residents and vehicles from entering. Or what about leaving? So they lock them up in high-rise. This is why I don't like high-rise units, apartments, whatever you want to call them. We call them units here in Australia. Because say someone down below you starts a fire accidentally and you get stuck. Not good. This is why I think everyone needs land. That's why they're trying to force everyone into little boxes in the city. It's Agenda 21, 2030, whatever you want to call it. Apparently, Rage Against the you-know-whats, says no electricity in Kiev right now. Locals scream hysterically. I don't know if it's hysterical. I don't know. Well, let's have a listen. There you go. The lights are out, apparently, in Kiev, was it? Yep, Kiev. Disclosed TV said, now England taking a knee before the match against the USA. Get off your knees. Are you men or are you mice? What is going on? Update. That was an hour ago. I don't know what the update is on the soccer. I don't follow it, but anyway, but no jab, no job said today it's reported 31,000 new COVID cases in China. Funny, just announced 31,000 new cases in New South Wales and 22,000 in Victoria. Wake up, Australia. Our country is the Titanic, sinking in political lies. Eric Schmidt said in the Fauci depot this week, the court reporter sneezed. Fauci wanted her to wear a mask. This is the mentality in November 2022 of the guy who locked down our country and ruined countless lives and livelihoods. The experts followed suit. Dissent was censored in America. Never again. I think anywhere in the world, never again. Bow-tied bull, read pinned tweet or what? Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked by the name. Once again, FTX was not making $10 million a day in fees. It was fake stuff to help wash that money. The money's gone. The BTC is gone. There were no businesses. Anyone who thinks otherwise is just purposely ignoring the facts. It was an illegal money washing operation. Ben Hunt said, this is a Google Maps photo of the bank that SBF, the Gemini guys and the Deltec guys bought. Okay, ready? Per FDIC data as reported by New York Times in Q3, 2022 deposits went from 10 million to 84 million, almost all from 4 new accounts. What loans did the bank make with these federally insured deposits? That was their bank. Wow. The Chief Compliance Officer for Gemini is on the board of directors for this bank. Why are Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss bulletproof and all of this? It's so weird that Noah Pearlman has moved his Twitter account to protected status so no one can see his tweets. Wow. Lots of laundry going on there. Oh, my goodness. Okay, Roller said, I was expecting this 12 months ago in China. You can only push so far. And the people are starting to push back against, against the medical regime. I don't know. With China, I think, nothing really leaks out of China. It's hard to leak anything out of China. They're so tight on everything they do, you know what I mean, on controlling everything. I do question a lot of the footage coming out of China. But look, it is what it is, and that's all we got. So you can make of it what you want. Maybe this is just encouragement for everyone else. A man of memes says yesterday's misinformation is today's news. NBC News admits that we were right about those things causing a bit of a heart issue. Dear. Sorry, I'm not laughing at the people who got it. I'm laughing that this is ridiculous. I told people ages ago, don't do it, don't do it. And my whole family did. Kira Lee Smith said, Daniel Andrews, MP gender transition at school policy should shock every Victorian parent. Schools can start your child's gender transition, new name, uniform pronouns without your knowledge or consent. And that's in Victoria, okay? There may be circumstances in which students wish or need to undertake gender transition without the consent of their parents or carers and or without consulting medical practitioners. If the parents will not consent to the contents of a school support plan, it will be necessary for the school to consider whether the student is a mature minor. They're trying to make them now mature minors because they can make their own decisions now. Okay, they can't drive, they can't smoke, they can't drink, but hey, they can change their sex anytime they want to. They know what's right for them. Rage Against the you-know-what, again. This is what it's like, isn't it, really? Have you watched the movie They Live? It's exactly like that. Things are not getting worse, they're getting uncovered. They've always been this way. This is exactly what we were told years ago. It's not actually getting worse. This is the way it's always been run. We just didn't know. Most of us were asleep. And yes, we've all been asleep at one stage or another, or most of us. Clown World said, wait for it. Oh, this, I had to. It's funny. It's hilarious, actually, okay? These people are obviously robbing somewhere. Okay, because there is people trying to stop them.
She's about to leave.
Just letting you know, the boot's not shut. Oh, you could see that coming a mile away, couldn't you? Elon Musk said you might notice small, sometimes major improvements in speed of Twitter will be especially significant in countries far away from the USA. I think Twitter's been pretty good lately, actually. Paul Joseph Watson said the photographer hired by Balenciaga to take shots of children holding BDSM teddy bears say he's being made into a scapegoat by the fashion company. Because that's what they did. Would you believe they did? The teddy bear here. Oh dear, as we highlighted yesterday, there was uproar after images to promote Balenciaga's Paris Fashion Week Spring-Summer 2023 collection showed young girls holding plush bear bags adorned with bondage gear. The bears are seen wearing padlocks, fishnets, leather harnesses, as well as ankle and wrist restraints. Okay, another photo court showed documents concerning Ashcroft versus Free Speech Coalition, a 2002 Supreme Court case. The case struck down a portion of the Child Porn Prevention Act, CPPA, of 1996, ruling that virtual child... you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I can even say the word. This one here is protected speech. No. What? Am I reading this right? Despite some fact checkers labeling the issue as an absurd conspiracy theory, Balenciaga publicly apologized for the controversy and said they were pursuing legal action against those responsible. And that, in a way, is an admission at the end. Okay? If they're going to sue someone and hold them responsible, that's a bit of an admission. Robbie Starbuck said Mitch McConnell threw away the Senate to save Lisa Murkowski. Unforgivable. Some of these are from a couple of days ago, guys. Peter Clack said man-made global warming is a gravy train for UN flunkies. Hangers-on, inept politicians and the rich all have their snouts in the trough. They've dined out on it for 30 years and we pick up the tab. They're now more bloated, deluded and greedy. It cannot cause changes in the climate. It actually follows the temperature, not the other way around. Temperature does not follow CO2. CO2 follows temperature. And in fact, we're at the lowest point right now. And, if you get to 134, 134 parts per million, everything starts dying. Okay, this was interesting. Lily, hang on. Lilani, sorry, this is why I said don't get smart anything. They can turn you off just like they will with electric cars and charging points. Ready? dailymail.co.uk said homes with smart meters being plunged into darkness by remote control. Don't get those smart things on your home where you push buttons to get in, mate. Please don't do that. Privacy war breaks out as suppliers move customers onto pay-as-you-go plans remotely. Move puts them at risk of blackouts if they cannot afford to top up their balance. Households are being left in the dark and without heating for weeks at a time. Some 500 customers believed to have been put on prepayment plans this year. Wow. Liz Bonner was getting ready for the school run on a crisp morning 2 months ago when an email from her energy supplier popped up on her phone. The message sent her into a panic. EDF was writing to inform her the supply to a 3-bedroom semi had been switched to a so-called prepayment meter. That meant from then on, the mother of 3 and her husband, Nick 51, would have to keep their account topped up at all times, or their power might be cut off suddenly. Ooh, imagine having your whole home like a whole smart home where everything's run off it. Not only that, but their bills were likely to be even higher because the pay-as-you-go repayment tariff would be pricier than their old one. The worst part, the 45-year-old who was undergoing chemotherapy for breast cancer hasn't given EDF her permission for the switch. The firm was able to take matters into its own hands because Lisa had agreed to install a smart meter in her home 6 months previously. Ooh, that's another thing. Don't get them either. Do not let them install these in your home. Oh, seriously, you'll find out why if you ever do. Hey, get that away. Thanks to the high-tech devices which show your energy usage in real time and send meter readings automatically to suppliers, energy firms can switch customers onto different tariffs remotely. And crucially, if a household does not pay, gets into debt or fails to pay bills on time, the supplier can use a smart meter to turn off their power. All it takes is the click of a button in an office hundreds of miles away. By the end of this winter, consumer charity Citizens Advice estimates 180,000 households will have been switched to prepayment plans via their smart meter. Suppliers say they're doing this to stop families running up large debts. The average dual fuel energy bill has risen to £2,500 a year, or more than £200 a month, and many families are expected to struggle to keep up payments. While moving customers to prepayment meters could help them manage their outgoings, it will also make homes vulnerable to being cut off. In simple terms, this means the risk of blackouts if they can't afford to top up their account balance regularly. In the industry, switching customers onto prepayment plans is confusingly referred to as self-disconnection. Citizens Advice says it has heard from 500 people who've been pushed onto prepayment meters this year, a 158% rise on the same period in 2021. This again goes to Agenda 21 or Agenda 2030, Agenda 2050, whichever you want to call it, it's all the same thing. This is their sustainable development in action, okay? Sustained on trying to kill people, I think. In one case, a single mother with a young baby was moved remotely onto a prepayment plan while on maternity leave. It meant she couldn't even boil the kettle to make bottles for a child and spent the night in the dark. Some households have already been left without lights and heating for weeks at a time, according to regulator Ofgem. An Ofgem spokesperson said in extreme cases, the reports we've received suggest this has led to some vulnerable customers being left without power for days or even weeks. This is completely unacceptable. What if you have diabetes and you've got to keep your medication in the fridge and you get your power turned off? Woo! With a smart meter, this is online via an app, or households can use prepayment keycard, which can be topped up in post offices and pay point zones, often located in newsagents. The tariffs are more expensive too. Prepayment customers will spend an estimated £258 more on the energy this winter than someone paying by direct debit. They want to move you to direct debit as well, do they? According to research from Citizens Advice, don't do it. Get help with energy saving ideas and our guide to saving money on energy bills and understanding what you pay. It's no longer done face-to-face. They used to have to send staff to a customer's home if they were in debt and the company wanted to change the payment plan, but the widespread adoption of smart meters means firms no longer have to come to face-to-face with the people they're cutting off. Firms typically try to move customers to prepayment plans only once they've fallen into debt on their accounts set up with a direct debit and the supplier is struggling to get payment. See, they want everyone to go on to direct debit everything. I think that's why they're doing it. They're upping the price and putting people onto prepay and upping the price to try and force people into direct debit. If you can avoid direct debit, please do. Ask for a paper bill. Choose when you pay the bill, not when they take it out. I've been stuffed up by that before. However, rules set by Ofgem stipulate households must consent to the switch. Lisa says she has fallen into around £300 of debt in her energy account. About a month before the switch to a prepayment meter, EDF cancelled her direct debit. Although Lisa, whose children Fiona, 7, Madison, 10 and 12-year-old India all live at the family home, she says she's never consented to the change. EDF insists it sent her a warning letter about moving the account to a prepayment tariff. I couldn't believe EDF was able to switch my account without my consent, she says. I don't know if we'll be able to put the heating on now. Earlier this month, Ofgem wrote to suppliers warning it had heard of alarming cases where customers were not being consulted over these switches. So, yeah, she tried to call EDF to discuss her options before the company disconnected her. And at 14 days, she asked for an extension, obviously, which she could query a new plan. Oh, my goodness. This is insane. Can you imagine, right, having, like, entry locks, you know, the smart locks, and your electricity going out, and you can't get in or out of your home because you can't open the door? Great. Oh, dear. Okay. So they're not so smart after all. When they say smart things, I think they mean making humans dumber because these little smart machines are taking over where, you know, we just don't think of doing. Can't put a key in a lock anymore. You got to, you know, do numbers now. That's ridiculous. Okay, I just carried on the, what do you call it, hashtag. Emmy says Brazilian farmers invade the Legislative Assembly to protest against the ridiculous tax placed on agriculture. Okay, are we ready for this one? Let's have a look. Good on them. Honestly, good on them. It's funny that Canberra put up a fence around their Parliament House about 10 years ago. Avi Yamini said, I have no idea how anyone still believes the mainstream media lies. Don't fool yourself. Some still do. Elon Musk said, current status, wasn't Twitter supposed to die by now or something? According to the mainstream news, Twitter was gone. It was dead. Elon Musk changing the rules just was going to kill it, because he allowed free speech. Yeah, that's what they're saying. So if you still believe mainstream media, and I don't care which one it is, whether it's Fox, CNN, Sky News Australia, or 9, 10, ABC, whatever it is, none of them. They might give you a little bit of truth, which makes you go, oh, they might be telling the truth, but they're spinning it their own way. They're getting ahead of a story, trying to spin it a certain way. So don't look over here, look over here. Cat Turd said, huh? Lol. Inside Paper said new. Zelensky says Russia's using cold as weapon of mass destruction. He was trying to use the cold this winter as a weapon of mass destruction. Interesting. You know what I think of Zelensky? That's honestly what I think. Oh, yeah, I don't know if I can talk about this, but it's supposed to be something must be made readily available this winter to save lives. You know what I'm talking about. It would save a lot of people. And actually, my son, who got twice, has now got hay fever and has broken out in a rash all over his body. And I really think, and the facts. It says masks reduce racism study as latest sign US medical establishment is insanely, perilously woke. We believe that universal masking may be especially useful for mitigating effects of structural racism in schools. How? Tell me how? Tell me how. You've got to be kidding me. Yep, long COVIDs from, don't do it. It can give you pleurisy and everything doing that. Including potential deepening of educational inequities. How does a mask stop racism? What the hell are they talking about? Seriously? That's insane. The world just seems to like it. Since my eyes have been opened, the world is really, really insane. And we are living in the twilight zone. Nothing is as it seems. Seth Dillon said, normally we're called bigots who want people to die whenever we object to children being, sexualized. An apology is a refreshing change of pace. Because Lila Rose said after public outcry, Balenciaga has apologized for incredibly disgusting ads sexualizing children. Keep speaking out when you see evil like this. Don't ignore it. Be vigilant. Your voice makes a huge difference. Okay? That's how the left get what they want, because they go to the companies and at them. We've got to go at the companies and at them as well when they do things like this. Miss Smudge said, worth retweeting my own tweet. This is important. Miss Smudge said, please consider signing Senator Alex Antick's petition to force politicians to disclose their links to groups such as the WEF. Over 70,000 have signed already. And I signed it. Every politician who has any links to the WEF should have it painted on their forehead, on their chest, and on their back, and on their cars. One Nation Australia said because it ruins their business model. Senator Babbitt said One Nation introduced the Prohibiting the Indoctrination of Children bill, and the Greens spoke against it. So the Greens want to indoctrinate the children. How nice of them. Lunatics. You know what? They don't even have children. Most of these people do not have children of their own. They want to groom yours, ours, and our grandchildren. They don't have children of their own. So they're just using ours and grooming them. Half these teachers that you see all over TikTok, and I guarantee you a lot of them don't have children themselves. They wouldn't be doing it if they did, and if they had feeling for those children. Okay, Polar Bard said, ooh, found another one. This is epic. What's this? Oh, this got taken off YouTube, apparently. It was Unsolved Mysteries, What Happened to Dan. It was very good, but I am reluctant to play it right now due to it being removed. What I'm going to have to do just a Rumble video for some of these clips. Steve Mudflat McGroot. Now, this is crazy, this one. What? Why? My husband was murdered. Let's dance? Yasmin said, my husband was brutally murdered. What in the hell is... Oh! Get rid of that. She's dancing. 8 years ago, a man shot her husband. She was 3 days postpartum. 11 months later, the man who shot him was convicted of manslaughter. On the day of his sentencing, I gave a speech. I told his killer our love story. I also told him that if he ever started to feel sorry for himself, remember my face. Yeah, I don't think there's any need to dance, though. I don't know. That it does seem a bit strange. The Columbia Bugle said Candace O nails it. Silence. Oh, yeah, that was before Balenciaga came out and said something and apologised. Alexandria Marshall said, I keep looking at the Western Australian Liberals and wondering, did they learn anything from their election obliteration? Has it occurred to them that going green has been poison for their base? Why do they keep selecting weak leadership? Weak leadership. Weak leadership. Is it inter-party jealousy? So broken. Victoria's about to go the same way as WA with Guy and the net zero cheer squad down there. Meanwhile, New South Wales, main outpost of Liberal common sense, thank God, has put Matt Keenan as deputy. Oh, no. A focious plant and so devoted to green politics that bans plastic but flies around the world. Conservative parties around the world have the same problem. They agreed with the climate change lie because they wanted to make money off renewable share portfolios. Now they're screwed. They're not helping the planet, and they've got a full-blown eco-fascist movement in town. Oh, dear. And up here, a lot of people are green up here too, where I am, because we were all brainwashed into it for a while. Some less than others. Alexandra Marshall said eco-fascism partnered with digital identity will be more dangerous than communism, socialism, national socialism, Marxism, and fascism put together. While those bloodthirsty collectivist movements fought each other for supremacy, eco-fascism wants to control the whole world. And also the Greens genuinely want to demilitarise Australia and pay billions to the Pacific in order to buy peace. And you don't think they're going to go, we want more, and right, we're going to bomb you, and more, or we're going to bomb you. They think if they give enough of your money to corrupt dictatorships, the communist machine of China will sing Kumbaya. This party is a threat to national security. Okay, and Sheila Gunn-Reid said, he said the convoy did not rise to the bar of CSIS Act Section 2. He agreed to invoking the Act only after private meeting Trudeau on February 13th, and what he claims was outside legal advice, which he obtained from Trudeau's Justice Department. Watch for yourself. Don't let MSM mislead you. Go back and listen to what the director of CSIS said. And she's, yeah. Well, she just told them what they said. Memes are us too, said people. How much faith do you have in the human race? Me? I look both ways at a roundabout, okay? Just that's how much faith I have. I just look both. I look every which way I can while I'm driving, because I'm worried about not me, the people around me. Doug said, in case you don't understand the Second Amendment, okay, let's have a look at the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Period. A free people ought not only be armed and disciplined, but they should have a sufficient arms and ammunition to maintain a status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government. And that you can teach people to safely use firearms and not have as many problems. And I also think, okay, really, seriously, people who have mental problems and get put on SSRI drugs, okay, so antidepressants, antipsychotics, you name it, there's a problem. Okay, because most of the people in the US who've gone around and done any of these things to people, right, you can go back and check. They normally have a therapist or a psychiatrist, and they're on those things. I think there's a different problem that is not being addressed than what people think. I shout it out to the UK people, which I think is gone now. It was a poll. Sarah Hernandez said, anyway, please enjoy some of my latest work. Woke college students can't explain white privilege. Okay, let's have a listen.
We don't have the same privileges that are offered to straight white men.
And I've been hearing that from a lot of the ladies that I've been talking to today. Talk to me about what some of those privileges are that, you know, straight white men have that you don't have. Talk to me about that.
I think I don't really know. Have you ever experienced like a specific instance?
I don't know, but I also need to go.
I know, I do need to go. I'm sorry.
If I were to walk across the streets in the dark as a Black, queer, female presenting person, I would not feel safe because I feel like I would be pretty targeted. But if I were a white cis man, I don't think I'd be like the type of person someone would come up to and hate crime.
Talk to me about some of the privileges that white men are awarded that you guys are not awarded. Talk to me about some of the privileges that white men are awarded that you guys are not awarded.
Let's just double up.
Definitely, like, I guess just getting away with situations. Like, if I were to, like, I don't know, like, I guess, here you go. I have to think about it.
So you mentioned straight white men having more privileges. Can you talk to me about what some of those privileges are?
Yeah, so generally, you know, there's not really ever a sense of like discrepancy whenever someone is trying to, let's say for instance, there is a man who commits a crime and he's, you know, a regular looking white guy. Police are, you know, generally more likely to not have adverse reactions to them.
Oh dear, that didn't explain a lot at all. I don't know, my head felt like it was going to explode with them waiting for them to come up with something. Oh, I shared this. I hope so, for Victorians' sake. Craig Kelly said, breaking, Dan may have given up. Large mini-skip dumpster bin spotted outside Daniel Andrews' electoral office in Mulgrave this morning. What's he doing, get rid of evidence or something? That's my thought. It looks like staff may have already started to clean out the office. Dan Andrews must go. Has he given up? Oh, dear. Is there evidence? I don't know. I'd want the police to pick this thing up and check for evidence, and not the Victorian police either, not the ones protecting him. Jack Posobiec said, breaking, Bolsonaro files official court challenge to annul Brazil's election. Okay, let's just go over to the Gateway Pundit and refresh and see what's over here. Just to finish up the news here. Exclusive, in shocking decision, Obama judge bans TGP reporter from Maricopa County press room. Please help support our appeal. Oh, really? The Gateway. Okay, wow. Obama judge is banning the Gateway Pundit reporter from there. Oh, wow. Nothing much to hide there now, is there? Unbelievable research. Researcher claims that anti-groups fear-monger and scare tactics cause vaccine-related adverse events like blood clots and heart attacks. Are they serial? Crooks and liars are, oh, wow. Okay. This Maricopa County, they moved election certification to 1 hour before they were subpoenaed to cough up election records. Oh, okay. Trans teacher who wore giant prosthetic breasts in classroom goes skydiving with conservative male porn star and loses his wig. Oh, great shot, that one. Ghislaine Maxwell allowed vegan Thanksgiving meal and option of playing kickball game. Seriously, we need some more names to come out about what's going on over here. More winning, pro-censorship. Never Trump leftist Sam Harris rage quits Twitter. Well done. See you later. Bye. We're back almost. Elon Musk announces general amnesty starting next week. On Wednesday, Gateway Pundit founder Jim Hoft penned open letter to Elon Musk asking to reinstate the Gateway Pundit. Results are in and Musk has spoken. Starting next week, we're back. All of us, all accounts that didn't violate the law will reportedly be reinstated to Twitter. This will definitely shake things up, especially if the algorithms are similar to the 2 weeks of explosive growth for conservatives after Musk announced his purchase. The people have spoken. Amnesty begins next week. Okay, the people have spoken. God has spoken. Well done. I support him in that. I don't support Neuralink. I don't want a chip in my brain. I don't follow him and worship him or anything, but I agree with when he does something right. I'll agree with anyone who does something right when it's right. Even if they're left-leaning, look, I can agree to disagree with anyone, and if someone's right, I can admit it, or, and if someone on the left is right, I can admit that too. Criminal. Tax filing services gave sensitive financial information to Facebook. Why? What are they doing? Russian lawmakers passed a law banning LGBTQ propaganda among all ages. Well done. January 6 staff reportedly upset with Liz Cheney over her fixation with Mr. Trump. I think we all knew that. Biden funnels millions to terrorists as New Jersey girl injured and Canadian boy killed by Arab terrorists in Israel. Man who helped pass DC's soft on crime bill fatally shot and killed on the same day it passes. The man who helped pass DC's soft on crime bill, right, was fatally shot and killed on the same day it got passed. How's that? It doesn't work. Soft on crime doesn't work. It just means that they let criminals out of jail quicker, and I'm pretty sure that that's planned because they want pedos to be let go, and they want the criminals because that makes up most of Antifa. That's what I think. And plus it's their own. The worst of the worst criminals are they are politicians. They are our politicians. So I'm going way back in the comments. Where am I starting from? Okay. Oh, God love you, Shannon. Goodness me, have you done all that again? Oh, God love you. Hey, Sherry, how you going? Jim, I didn't hear that about Colorado. Shannon said, he who hesitates is lost. Hey, Nicey Glover, how you going? Check the Cumberland a couple of days. SC in the house again. How you going, Beckham? Tennessee River is too. Excellent. We've got everyone from all over the place. D. Lee said, hello, Hev. How you going, Heavenites? Menacing Muskrat, how you going? Veronica, how you going? From Yuma, Arizona. Is that right? Arizona. It is, isn't it? AZ's Arizona. I'm learning. David said Lake Mead down about 140 foot last I heard, Jim. Also, the Euphrates River is shrinking, and they found tunnels underneath, and it's interesting because apparently, according to the Bible, 4 angels are trapped under the Euphrates. Now it's drying up. I am Kai, said Beckham, and waving. Luna said, good morning, Hev. How you going, Luna? Wow, Dealey said, how you doing, Kai? You know what I did yesterday after that big disappointment? I went out and mowed the lawn, and then I did 2 lots of aerobics. Oh, dear. I know I went in too late. It was too late. I knew it because the response I got, our application hadn't even processed. You know what I mean? Before I got told, sorry, unsuccessful. And I know a lot of people went for that house, and I know that they would have done it at the beginning of the week, and they would have already had their results through and all their paperwork, where we took longer. And before I didn't even finish the paperwork, they sent me the unsuccessful email twice just to rub it in. Mrs. Out to lunch. Yes, please, on coffee. Hello, Heaven, everyone. I am Kaya saying hello. Everyone's saying hello. Oh, yeah, how'd the massages go yesterday, Deb? Hope you did well. Hey, George, how you going? Jim said, Bible says where there will be land, there will be water, and water, there will be land. Wouldn't that be lovely? Nice, clean. But then again, I've thought about that. The left want to burn everything down, right? Because I remember years ago listening to, I can't remember who it was, the call for an uprising, maybe. It might have been. It was years ago. And they were talking about, they used to put their beginning, what was it, intro was, we'll burn everything down and from the ashes we'll build a new one, a new, new way. And that's what the left want to do. So what I think is probably reform what we've got and cut out what we don't need rather than completely tearing everything down, because then you've got chaos. Then you've got people killing each other and you've got war and you've got famine and you've got all that stuff. I think reform's probably a better way to go rather than tearing things down. And believe me, a lot of stuff does need reforming. Menacing Muskrat said the Daily, okay, Justin Trudeau getting rich injecting Canadians. Oh, yep. Links, they all have links to it. Farmer. All the politicians. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them. The main ones. Trudeau sucks, yeah. Trudeau sucks, yeah. I am Kai, the Poe caused a breakaway situation. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep, it did. Everyone's saying hello. Jim said 30-degree shift so far, I think. We are wholly shifting for sure. I am Kai said something like that, enough to notice the wobble. Davis said, I heard from Frank Jacob on Inspired Channel, Jim Davison. Interesting times, eh? I am Kai said Deb. Shannon said all the same criminals under different names. Jim said, what's that? Wholly shifting, new light language? George said, politicians are corrupt all over the world. Yeah, they're the worst of the worst we got in charge of us. Jim said, I don't get paid to think. I go with Godflow. Yeah. Well, I don't listen to them. I'm not doing what they talk. They can go and jump. Seriously? David said, yes, put Trump back at the helm. Stop all the trash talk about DeSantis and Lindell. Trump is the man for the job. No more crap about anyone else finishing the job he started so well. Sheesh. Yeah, I agree, David. I do agree. Plus, Florida needs DeSantis. They really do. Hey, Darren, how you going? Hey, eyes, as in the days of Noah, we are so close of the judgments raining down the planet to a wicked, evil, ungodly generation. Either the end of this year or 23, not 2024. Shannon said, do you think Alex isn't here because she slipped and fell and her cats ate her, or she's busy jelly wrestling new moderator prospects? No, she's got a friend over, Shannon. She told me yesterday. I said, message held for review again. I don't know. I got it, eyes. George said the world would be a better place without politicians. Yeah. Look, minimal and more administrators than politicians. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's keeping an eye on it. Shannon said, eyes, the credit king. Oh, I said, Hev, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm all right. I'll find another one, as I said. Another one will pop up. Dan Markle Senior said, hi, Hev, everyone. God bless all here. Yeah, actually, they don't pop up that often. Not ones like that one was. That was perfect. But they don't pop up that often. But I'm going to keep my eyes open. That's why I got a bit slack and stopped looking for a bit. And then I looked at the beginning of the week, saw that one, went back at the end of the week and applied for it, but it was too late. I am Kai said, I was actually not that time. Jeff said, cultural enrichment. Yeah. Diddley said, we need to start taking care of homeless in every country. Yeah. But they're sending all our money off to third world because climate. I said, good evening to all. Dan Markle said, big ears too. Faye said, eyes. Jeff said, Wuhan, Dan must go. Yeah. Luna said, yeah, my sister's been waiting for a house, the housing for 5 years. It's ridiculous. Oh, I waited 10 and then went off it and went, no, don't worry. I've been renting privately for a long time. I'll just manage somehow. And then prices started going up and up and up, and I'm sitting here going, oh, my God. I Am Kai said, phone was freaking out there for a few. D. Lee said, hello, eyes. David said, I felt sorry for Victorians when I rode through that state in 82 and 83. Yeah, eyes. Yeah, Victoria is like, that's where the politicians are, aren't they? SW, yeah, Victoria suffered heaven. There's still people brainwashed in fear here. God help us. I hope to God he's out for you guys. George said, politicians have never cared about the general public. Never have, never will. Exactly. Shannon said, watch him lock down Victoria right before Christmas. That's why I hope he doesn't get back in. They're voting. Please. I Am Kai said, still going to be starvation, you reckon? I don't think we're going to get there. Deb said, good morning from Adelaide, 8:44 a.m. and it's not moist. Good on you, Deb. David said, they actually not only don't care, George, but with few rare exceptions, they literally hate us. They do. Faye said, I don't want to do Black Friday sales, doing nothing this year at all. Shannon said, it was 33 degrees Celsius yesterday. It was 23 here. It was lovely. And I went and mowed the back lawn. Today I've got to do the front lawn. It's going to be 21 degrees and then rain this afternoon or tonight. So, yeah, I've got to get out and do the front lawn today. Otherwise, it's going to rain for the next week. Otherwise, it's going to be up to my knees again. I can't handle that. Out to lunch said, you see how people act for non-sales? How will they go when no food? I Am Kai said, Elon said YouTube's next. Because I hate this. I hate it. Oh, it's the easiest one to use, but they're so restrictive in what you can actually say. Bastards. It's Bastards Incorporated. David Morgan said, yeah, pay up cheapskate blue tickers. And Deb's saying, hey, eyes. Canadian girl, how you going? Listening while I start dinner. Excellent. There you go. Menacing Muskrats put up the link saying Trudeau calls the racist, misogynistic extremists. He didn't call them any names, though. Jeff said no more tinfoil hats. No, it's only like with these in America, right? There's only like a couple of hours between what they report and what actually happened now. It's starting to be that way with nearly everything. We can see straight through it now. Shannon said they put aluminium in deodorants. They do. SW said we're getting a warm 27 degrees Celsius here today in Helburn. Oh, you poor thing. Nice temperature, but I feel sorry for you living in Melbourne. Helburn. Out to lunch said we're supposed to be the extremists, for God's sake. And YouTube is still at it, going at that picture that I put into my intro, and it's public domain, but they keep giving me a copyright for it. And so I'm like, just right now as my response, YouTube is broken. That's it. The person on the other end knows what I'm talking about. Danielle said, lots of aluminium in Pepto-Bismol. Really? Jim said, well, there goes all our hats. Canadian girl says, yeah, a bunch of Canadian extremists. Laugh my ass off. Rudy said, 4:16 p.m. Central. Face laughing at Jim. I Am Kai said, we're experiments. Yeah, to them we are. That's what they look at us as. Useless. Okay? Useless. Experimental. Don't worry about them. They're useless anyway. I said, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers will burn for eternity because the F-wits are behind this. Yep. Dealey said the majority of cooking pans are aluminium. Yes, they are. You got to make sure you buy stainless steel. SW said, I'm extremely upset, that's for sure. How can peeps not see already? I Am Kai said it's new territory now. Have you just noticed that things like, it's coming out, like bit by bit, things are coming out and it's getting quicker and quicker now. And I've seen through Kanye, people are starting to understand the fame, infamy and all that. And the same guy that threatened Kanye with putting, giving him more medication and, that sort of stuff, He looks after a whole lot of different stars. A lot. He's their handler. Interesting. There's more to that one. But yeah, Kanye is exposing what the entertainment industry is like, okay, for that bit. Then we've got all the things coming out about trafficking and Joe Biden's being apparently taken, to court. And then you've got the censorships being exposed with Jen Psaki being taken to court and all those people, Fauci included, because he was one of them. So I think there's a lot coming out right now. Shannon said, aluminium, lumen, example, illuminate, devil, bad guys, get it? Yep. Luna said, I got a pool for the family for Christmas. I took advantage of the Black Friday sales. I did not think it was as big as it is. Oh, good. You got something decent. David said, people like Turd Stroh will say anything. Muskrat, unconscionable, unconscious. Machine men. Gurdjieff called them. Hey, Selena, how you doing? Dealey said, wow, I've heard of the dangers of aluminium for a while, but now seems even worse. Darren said, a war on foil now, huh? Yeah, look, take it whatever way you want, but I just thought I would show people because I have heard that aluminium foil is not good and not good to cook with either. So I don't know. It's up to you. Look at my hair. What a mess. Freaking mess. Oh, dear. Jim said, oh, dear, no more hats. What are we going to do now? Maybe we can use the grill we took it off. Shannon said, foil's war. Yeah, House 5. I agree, Dealey. Stainless steel. That's what you got to buy, stainless steel. Or cast iron. Cast iron or stainless steel, I reckon. What's ceramic like? I don't know. That's my ceramic stuff ends up like staining, like it soaks stuff in after a while. I don't know. I said to the beautiful mods, if my messages are held for review, will release it, please. Yeah, no, it'll be Google doing it, not the unless the mods can release them. If you can, please release. Please release eyes, let him go. Oh my God, that's my mum's favourite song. I am Kai Boiler Pans. Darren said they used a computer voice so no one has any conviction about the issue. Yeah. Faye said we do release some eyes. Steely said, yep, Kai, that's what I'm looking for, stainless steel. I said, thank you, honey. Hey, Carl, how you going? Jim said silver. Darren says steel is bad too, Kai. Its production uses a lot of water, which this water planet is short of. I don't think the planet's short of water. No, that's what rain does. Rain picks up the moisture and distills the water and sends it back down through the evaporation method, distilling. I don't think there is a shortage of water. It's just that maybe they're doing making it look that way, like there's a water shortage, but there really isn't. David said, I'm not ditching my tinfoil hat for quids. Besides, it doubles as my cosmic ray antenna. SW said, eyes, thumbs up. Face said, Kai, great idea, thanks. Out to lunch said, cast iron or stainless steel for short. Definitely cast iron chest plate. SW said, David, first laugh for the day. Cheers, mate. Jim said, I've never been on Twitter, so I just laugh. They would never let me on. I don't know, now they would. As long as you're not threatening people or, like literally chasing someone to hate them, you know what I mean? You'll be all right. I said, where's Alex hiding? Oh, she's got a friend over. Shannon said, worked for Clint. Selena said, oh, that test when my husband was tested for coof, I had him tested for AB flu, which was negative. Coof was positive. How? It's all in one. I heard at the beginning that they could not tell the difference between A, B, and the coof from the beginning. So if you had the flu, yep. And that's what I was saying in the beginning. I swear this is just a bad flu. Shannon said, a Michael J. Fox. There you go. Face said, I think she's busy today, Eyes. Yeah, no, she's got a friend over. I understand if she doesn't turn up. That's fine. Menacing Muskrat said, barium, BA, aluminium, A, L, put them together and that's bar. Yeah. I said, Faith, oh no. Jim said, rice is plastic too. Yeah, some of the rice is plastic. I think some food's plastic and cardboard. I was eating breakfast cereal, just Wheat Bix the other day, and I thought, geez, this is like eating cardboard. It wasn't enjoyable. So I'm going to start making bacon and eggs or something. I don't know. Eggs for breakfast in the morning. Sounds good. I am Kai said, all C tests fixed all. Shannon said, clever little muskrat of menace. David said, lol, Darren, I wonder how much water those traditional swordsmiths in Toledo used to make. My 1,440 mullet-folded stainless steel combat sword. Don't worry, only politicians are harmful. I am Kai said, always positive. Faye said, oh, wow, menacing. Holy crap. D. Lee said, excellent observation, Muskrat. Yeah, Alex is not here. Menacing Muskrat said, Shannon, why, thank you. David said, he nicked my name. Jim said, bullets are more than 2 cents now, though. I am Kai said, echo chambers are great for farts. Liz said, yep. And church services. Shannon said, captive audience just like lifts. David said, last time I bought bullets was in the UK, Jim, 5 shillings and 6pence for 50 22 rimfire rounds. Not sure how many cents each that is. Jim said that this guy's voice just makes me, which one? Menacing Muskrat said, Noah reminds me of a little grey alien. I am Kai said, we can lower that. I said, the wicked Satanists across the planet that are hidden in the mountains and the rocks and underground will have one very last deadly day on Earth, 2027-28, as the whole Earth will be flattened by the God. I don't think it will be. And I don't think that's what the book of Revelation says. It doesn't mean the end. It's not the end of everything. But I'll agree to disagree, Eyes. I know how you think, and I understand why you do. Jim said, too many. Faye said, me too, Jim. Shannon said, Bill Gates wants to control, alt-delete us all. He does. And so does the WEF and UN and, all them. I am Kai, a useless class. Darren said, if they want less humans, they can go first. Yes, they can offer themselves up first to go. If they want depopulation, bye, they go first. SW, time to walk the dog, guys. He's telling me clearly he must duck out for a while. Quack, quack. Back later. Hopefully have a great day, night, if not. You too, SW. Good to see you. Face said, Darren, amen. D-Lee said, the global elites are the useless ones. Yeah, they are. They suck off. They're literally leeches sucking off society. Some people might enjoy that, but no, I don't. Hey, AJ, read the Biden White House agenda. It's ridiculous. And look up how many LGBTQ, ABC, and diverse employees are in this joke of an administration. It will all make sense. Yeah, there is a lot. David said Yuval is repulsive little creep. Jim said, see, yes, SW. Deb said, funny with lockdown also made lots more babies. Well, apparently this year not. Apparently it's dropped. 70% less babies being born. My daughter had one during the lockdowns, but, Menacing Muskrat said they are the 1% that own 99% of the wealth. Exactly. And that's from ripping off everyone on the planet, pretty much. I am Kai said, Deb, Cabbage Patch Kids for the orphan train. Shannon said, world overpopulations is a lie, just like the weather. Menacing's asking Shannon how socks is. Jim said, yeah, well, we the people chosen ones are 5 per. Dealey said, Muskrat, how did dinner turn out yesterday? Yeah, how did it go? Darren said, but the jibby caused more miscarriages, Deb. Shannon said, she's good, mad, musky. Deb said, I've been learning about that very subject, I am Kai. Darren said, and how many future problems will arise from people who took it? Breastfeeding? My daughter did for 1 week. It overlapped. And then she stopped breastfeeding. I hope not. Menacing Muskrat said, well, I had to turn it into cabbage soup. Now it's awesome, Dealey. Excellent. Jim said, yeah, well, you ain't even mentioned the latest yet. What is the latest, Jim? You tell me. I tried to catch up on what I could. Davis said that happened in a London tower block a few years back. Grenfell Tower rings a bell. I think that was what it was called. Many died. That's not, I don't believe in high-rise units. Or flats, we call them, or units here in Australia. We call them flats or units. I said, I know it's 2728, the Almighty sending a humongous asteroid that will flatten the entire planet, and the Earth's elites hiding will go out with a bang that's coming, cannot be stopped. Okay, eyes, what about the firmament? Sorry, I have to say it. What about the firmament that covers the Earth? If that's the case, then no asteroids coming. It depends, see, on how you take the Bible. I don't think it's the end of anything. I think we have a chance at a new beginning, and I think the evil ones are trying to bring in the end times, but I don't think that's what this is. Like it is the book of Revelation, but it's not the end times. If you look at the Bible, it doesn't actually say the end of everything. So that's how I interpret it. Menacing Muskrat said it sounded really good, Dealey. Shannon said, how will they charge the iPhones and drones? That's why it's not smart. Nothing they call smart is smart. It's actually stupid for us to do that. And it's also losing your creativity. Years ago, like maybe 80 years ago, people would build things to be creative and make things. And now you just go out and buy something and no one makes anything and people are bored and, yeah. You used to have to look after yourself, and now the government does it all for you, and so do the corporations, with everything being on the shelves. Jim said making the young sterile will affect 5 generations. George said England and the US drew 0-0. Okay, so that was the end result. Dealey said Muskrat, yes, it definitely sounded good. Davis said many latest coming at us every day lately, Jim, sock it to me. Yeah, exactly. I am Kai said, yes, we face possible extinction. The world's being woken up. That's why some people see that and other people see, no, there's more going on beyond that. Deb said, that's sad, Darren. Menacing said, George, hello. Jim said this morning, what happened this morning, Jim? Tell me. Darren said, the Ukraine blackouts sound like a football match back in the 70s. The power cut and people reacted with get the candles. I've got heaps of candles here because I'm ready. George said, hi, Menacing. Selena said they could not memory hold this day before 9/11. There you go, the day before. Selena's put up the link for that. Thank you, Selena. Thank you, Muskrat and Selena, for putting up the links, and anyone else, all my mods. Thank you so much, guys. Shannon said, I have an aversion to breastfeeding. Every time I try and do it, I get slapped. Maybe my beard is... Good on you, Shannon. I am Kai said, if not fixed, it'll be like the planet of feral children from Star Trek. Yep. I think push to the precipice still. I still think it'll be all right. Right at the end, we're going to have a pullback. Darren said, I know, Deb, we can hope for medical improvement to help once the evildoers are outed. Out to lunch said, yeah, Shannon, them not even knowing you probably doesn't help too. Oh, with his breastfeeding. Shannon. Darren said, I know, Shannon, right? Shannon said, Deb's paying attention at least. I am Kai said, God, at least say hello first, Shannon. I said, the judgments coming will be hell on earth, never seen before since the creation of earth. Yahweh and Christ Jesus have had enough. I think we've all had enough. Menacing Muskrat said, Selena, 2.3 trillion. Whoops, it's gone. Yep. David said, lol, Shannon, my youngest baby used to grab under my bed and try and swing on it over 40 years ago now. She's 6 foot tall now. That doesn't happen anymore. Wow. Out to lunch today, I'm Kai and go Mama Fist. First. George said, kids are being brainwashed. Shannon said, I did ask if they were pro-breastfeeding and they said it's only natural. I'm Kai said, Fist. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. God love you. Shannon said, human fairy floss, lol, David, like a glove, said I am Kai. Jim said, yeah, I was going to say not all, but been asleep. Dealey said, yep, been watching the evil wickedness for over 40 years, finally all being revealed. Deb said, this is gold. Wanda said, 2.3 trillion isn't missing. It went to the military-industrial complex in Virginia, a.k.a. CIA. That's what I thought, Black Ops. That's where I think it went. And against their own people. And the world, really. Okay, David said, a classic They Live. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. I'll put it on anytime I get a visitor who's never seen it. Yep. I can watch things over and over again and I'll still pick up things I missed before. I said, the day will come when the wicked and ungodly will stand before Christ at the great white throne judgment. When the books are opened, they'll be held accountable. I believe that. Eyes, definitely. Menacing said, yay, thank you, Deb. Out to lunch said, need some brains to steal, I'm thinking. Oh, God love you, Shannon. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Darren said, so funny, all that effort to dump the loot before you get away. Menacing Muskrat said, go, Shannon Spear, go. And everyone's thumbs upping Shannon. But a hello, Shannon, said Menacing Muskrat. Oh, a halo. Sorry. David said, I think she saw some kind of climbing rope, Shannon. Never thought about the floss. I've had long enough beard hairs to floss myself with, except I don't have many teeth left. Jim said, yes, you're reading it right. Oh, thank you, Dee Lee. I appreciate that. God love you. Hey, Demelza, how you going? Hey, Luna, how you going? Thank you so much, Luna. I appreciate that. God love you guys. Seriously. Do you know that you guys helping me pays me more than YouTube actually does in ad revenue? And they keep demonetizing on the first day, which is when you get most of your views. And then after that, and I appeal it, it's like 24, 48 hours later, and they put it back. They're playing games. The whole, I can't wait. Either Twitter has to get a video platform happening on there so we can do this on Twitter, or YouTube has to sort itself out. And that's dead. And yeah, that's telling them. Deb said, awesome, Dealey. God love you guys. So, yeah, you keep me going more than even the ad revenue does on YouTube. Bloody idiots they are. Anyway, George said, hi, Demelza. Deb said, great, Luna. And everyone's saying, hey, Demelza. And Demelza's saying, hey, everyone. Danielle said, the sun drives the weather and it's bringing colder temps, not warmer. Yep. We're going into a slight cooling period, actually. So their fear-mongering is not working anymore. And they had to change the name. It used to be warming, global warming. I had to change the name of it to, just include everything in case it went sideways. George says, I'm okay, thanks, Demelda. How are you? And everyone's still saying, hello, everyone, hello. Darren said, lol. He still calls it global warming. That was yesterday's crisis. Snow shows how reliable his information is. Still more up-to-date than global cooling. Shannon said, Bill Gates wanted to block the sun to prevent global warming. Great idea for growing plants or charging solar panels. Yeah. How are you going to charge those solar panels when he blocks the sun? That's not going to work well. David said, I've told people cops have the ability to turn off cars they chase for a long time. They don't do it because they don't want you to know they can yet. Yeah, any car with a computer in it. Give me an old car any day. One that does not have the computer in it. George said, just got a year older today, lol. Oh, happy birthday, George. Is it your birthday or, I mean, I think so. That's what I'm reading from that. Happy birthday, George. I am Kai. Global culling is the point of it all. Yeah, exactly. Jim said, I've got to go. Remember, true freedom is through Jesus. Always trust in Jesus. Stand with Jesus. God is paving the way and victory to light where we go. When we go all, stay blessed with love and prayer. You too, Jim. Darren said, next they'll say oxygen is bad, so you have to pay to use it. I've said that for years. And in fact, a carbon tax is tax for your breathing. That's what it is. And farting, apparently. And cows farting too. Happy birthday, George. See, I'm not the only one that read that way. Happy birthday, George. Oh, God love you, Faith. Thank you so much. God, you guys, I appreciate that. Dealey said, wasn't there an X-Files episode with everything smart? Couldn't get out, locked in, fridge locked, temperature locked, phone locked. I can't remember. If anyone can think of an X-Files episode with that in it, please let me know because I'll go and watch it after this. Oh, no, after I've mowed the lawn. David said, happy birthday, George. Live long and prosper. Shannon said, they're already turning off my solar going into the grid. Really? Menacing said, David, just kills me watching people with EV firing up gas generators to kickstart their flipping electric cars. Exactly. I am Kai said, much love, Jim. Yep. Canadian girl said, happy birthday, George. Just chillin' said, heaven sent, what's up? Shout out from Los Angeles. Should I say mate or what's up? Any way you want to say it, it's fine with me. Just chillin'. Good to see you. Demelza said, hey, Shannon. Deb said, great job, Faith. Jim's peace. Shannon said, Miss D boing. Out to lunch said, just chillin'. Dealey said, happy birthday, George. It's a great day to celebrate. Yeah. Turkey sandwich. Oh, yum. Someone send me some turkey. Demelza said, Faith. Faith said, George, happy birthday. Demelza saying hello to everyone. Shannon said, gobble, gobble, Kai. Sorry. Oh, tongue twister. Menacing Muskrat said, happy birthday, George. Starting another trip round the sun. And Deb said, happy birthday, George. Everyone's saying happy birthday. I said, cannot wait for the wicked to perish, and they will. Their final destruction is the lake of fire for eternity. I agree with that, Eyes. David said, the irony Muskrat put the Jenny and a can of gasoline in the trunk just in case she gets stuck between charging stations or if they've been switched off, lol. Electric cars, another stupid idea. David said, buy a stupid car, get a stupid prize. Yep. Out to lunch said, Demelza, love to you all. George said, thanks, everyone. I am Kai, said, flashbang Brandon, lol. Menacing Muskrat said, Blackface Friday. Yeah, that's what Trudeau did. Actually, some of our actors here in Australia did it too. Darren said, direct debits should be illegal. I think it should too. They're taking it all out of your hands now and they take it out of the bank, and if you aren't ready for it or forget which date they're going to do it on and you haven't left enough in there, oh, you've got fines and all sorts of penalties you got to pay. It's bloody ridiculous. Dealey said, yep, going through banking problems because they keep messing things up. They've been taking double out. That's another thing. Does anyone remember when we used to get our pay in our hand? You'd get a little orange envelope with cash in there. Does anyone remember that? And then they made it mandatory for employers to use banks because they kept showing armor guard robberies. See, it's what they arrange things. And then to get a certain objective pushed, that's what they do. It's propaganda, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. And then the banks had more control over your money than you did, and they can charge you, and they don't give you interest anymore. I don't know if anyone's noticed that. If you put savings away, you don't get interest anymore. David said, a friend smashed my C-Class up and bought me an E-Class to replace it. This Mercedes I've renamed NAS, never a simple solution. Faye said, mash the thumbs up, guys, thanks. Shannon said, at least in the old days you could burn your bills to keep warm in the cold. Yeah. Lol, Shannon, said Menacing Muskrat. Darren said, imagine an emergency exercise bike by the front door in case the power is out and you need to get in. You've got to ride the bike to open the door. Dealey said, I used to have everyone's phone number memorised. With a smartphone, I don't know anyone's number. Exactly. That's what I mean. It takes it all out of, we are getting stupider or dumber. No such word as stupider. So that shows how stupid I am. It's dumber. We're getting dumber. Whether we like it or not, it is happening because of these stupid things that they call smart things, and they're not. Oh, Menacing Muskrat said, indeed, Darren. Lisa said, I said, those at the WF pushing the NWO will get their time by the Lord for only a few years before they all perish. Menacing Muskrat said, Dealey, everyone's looking down at their iPhones instead of looking up. I see people in shopping centres and I'm like, I can't even tell what I want if I'm looking down here. I need to look at what I'm doing and put everything away. I don't like them. I hate them. Give me an old phone that you can just ring and text. That's it. And leave the computers on the desks for when you're at home. And even though I do like listening to podcasts while I'm driving and things like that, I still would rather not have it. I really would. Out to lunch, said Donna, got 3 eggs from our chickens first time. Wow, excellent. Shannon said, would seem that getting the thing was a rash decision. I think so. People were forced into it, though. People, like, honestly, threatening your job, your livelihood. If you're buying your home, what are you going to do? If you get, they made it, they put a lot of pressure on people to get it. Menacing Muskrat said, awesome, out to lunch. I said, I cannot wait for Father Yoa to give the orders. I do know it's very soon. Oh, yeah, we're going to experience some big stuff. It's going to get weird too, believe me. I don't necessarily believe in reptilians, all right, but it could get that weird. I'm just letting you know. One sec, guys. Hello. I am, but I'm doing a live stream. Can I ring you back? No, that's okay. No worries, Mum. I love you. Bye. Sorry, that was my mum, in case you can't tell. Menacing Muskrat said, ouch, Shannon. Shannon said, got 15 chickens for my eggs out to lunch. Out to lunch said, 18 eggs here are around $5, so that's excellent. Robert said, ha ha ha. Shannon said, that's what he said when the jab went in. David said, the world gobbledygook sprang to mind with that racist claptrap talk. Un-effing believable. I know, honestly. I said, the mark is about to arise. Do not under any circumstances take the chip in your right hand or forehead. Shannon said, creepy gay song will convert your children. Robert said, most key warriors have no females, lol. I said, because if you take the mark chip, you will be eternally condemned to hell in the lake forever. Deb said, looks like she paid him to get rid of her husband by dancing. It kind of does. Like, she was like, even if you're celebrating the person being locked up or whatever it was, I don't think I'd do it that way. It just seems very inappropriate. I don't know. You'd sit down, have a conversation, say, hey, guys, the guy that killed my husband He'd been locked up, thank God. You know, you'd really, I don't think he'd be dancing. I don't know. Shannon said maybe she's a nurse. They've been known to break in and dance at inappropriate times. Yeah, when they're supposed to be looking after COVID patients, they were dancing all over the place. How did they have time? The hospitals were so swamped. How did all those nurses get out and do this little dance, you know? Hey, Michelle Epp, how you going? Everyone's saying hello now. I said the book of Revelations regarding the mark is about to happen. I don't know. I think I already did. That was my take on it. Anyway, I don't know. Michelle Epp said, hello, out to lunch. Out to lunch said, Michelle Epp, sorry. David said the Jabberwocky is the chip boosted and self-assembling. That's what I think it was. Out to lunch said the Grand Canyon is causing climate change. We can fill it with enough we can fill it with enough money. Daly said, hello, Michelle. George said, anything the government suggests, I reject. Yeah. Shannon said, on a motorcycle. Oh, my God. I can't talk anymore, guys. On a motorcycle, one should ride as if you are invisible. Never trust others to see you. Yes. I said Revelations 13, 16 to 17. Yep. David said politicians talking nothing but hot air. There's your global warming right there. Yeah, let's get rid of them and then there won't be any. They're the ones who talk the most, hot air. Darren said you have to look both ways at roundabouts here. Many drivers from Europe get them confused. Yeah, I just check every which way when I'm driving. In front of me, behind me, beside me, everywhere. I said, and he causeth all, both great and small, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, 17, and that no man might buy or sell save that he had the mark. Yeah. I said, or in the name of the beast or the number of his name. Yep. Robert said, Shannon Spear, true. George said, I'd rather die than take the mark of the beast. Jeff says, racisms. Davis said, I remember a big sign on the A20 at Harriet's Sham, Darren, said, drive on the left. Tenors like gooch. I can't say that. Links Farron a long time ago, but that's more or less as I recall. Robert's laughing again. That was probably me reporting, my reporting, or what was being reported on at the time. Just chilling, said out to lunch. Sup, bro? And Shannon's got a little, is that an alien? Is that a UFO? Just chilling, said there's 87 people in chat. Someone has to know where the party's at. Deb said, brain dead fellow. Shannon said, throwing out his casting couch. And Faith going, just chilling, how you going? Out to lunch said, just chilling, not much, how about you? And just chilling said, Faith, what's up? Oh, God love you, Shannon. Thank you again. Guys, I appreciate that so much. Menacing said, yay, Shannon. Faith said, go, Shannon. Awesome, Shannon. Hey, Missy T, how you doing? Yes, David, the people have spoken. God has spoken. Missy T said, hey, everyone. How you going, Missy T? Good to see ya. Shannon said, lucky he didn't lose an eye. If skydiving with a porn star and gets 2 black eyes, skydiving with fake boobs, lol. Shannon said, Trump living in their heads rent-free. I think so. And Faith's laughing at Shannon. And indeed, Menacing Muskrat said, indeed, David Morgan, the voice of the people is the voice of God. David said, it is, Muskrat. We're the majority. Yeah, exactly. They haven't been listening to the majority for a long time, but they're going to hear us. I said, Rev 21, but the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and murderers and whoremongers and sorcerers and idolaters and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone. 2nd D. Shannon said, woof, woof, voice of dog, also woof, is the noise a cat makes when you douse it. Oh, Shannon. No. You don't douse the cat in petrol. Out to lunch said 5:09 p.m. Shannon said, yeah, I know, Nutty is a squirrel. Shit. Oh, face laughing. Deb said 9:40 a.m. Adelaide. Shannon said, are you drunk yet, Deb? Lol. David said 2.5 hours behind you there in Perth, Deb. Shannon said, what's wrong with being drunk? I don't know. Maybe you should go and ask a glass of water. I said, the 4 angels at the river Euphrates are evil. They'll be released to torture the wicked on the orders from the Almighty at the appointed time. That's what I was saying. The Euphrates River is drying up. They're finding tunnels underneath. And there's something in there. And they say it's 4 angels. It's coming. Something's coming. Menacing Muskrat said 4:12 p.m. and the sun's going down here. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you're going into winter. Darren said those signs are on the A2 and A20 from Dover, David. Deb said still on the morning coffee, Shannon. George said it was a nice sunny day in London. Normally in November it would be cold. David still there, eh, Darren? I attended Harrietsham Primary School in 1960. So I saw them walking to and from home every day. I probably wouldn't recognise much else there now, I suppose. Darren said, Cat's trying to make me look crazy. It jumped on the keyboard, which temporarily froze the chat. So I replied to a message from a while back. That's okay. Cats do that. Naughty little things. Just filling my cuppa back up. Now someone mentioned cup of coffee. Oh, dear. Shannon said I have Farmers Union iced coffee. In the fridge ready to go, Deb. Poor buggers in other states don't know what they're missing, lol. Menacing Muskrat said, Darren, you have a feline warrior too. Mine just on and gave me a message of I said, have everything God's word is coming to pass. We're at the final end of the age. Yeah, the end of an age. There's a new age starting. That's fact, honey. The trumpets are about to blow as soon as God is my witness. Yep, I know. Darren said they have so much to say, Muskrat. I just don't know how to read cat text. Shannon said, YouTube owner Susan Wojcicki. Oh, is another Mohap, is he? Is it? Is it? You reckon? It's a man. I'm sure she wouldn't like to hear me say that. Who cares? Odysee said the Lord has spoken several times when the nukes come down and we go up, not until Yahweh gives the orders. Shannon said, Agenda 21, the elites are slow killing us. Exactly, that's what it's all about. Slow, getting rid of people slowly so they don't notice. George said, Brian Travers will be playing one of those trumpets in heaven. Davis said 15 degrees Celsius here at 7:19 a.m. Temps forecast to rise on Tuesday. Maybe it'll hit us hard after so much coolness. Hey, Geraldine, how you going? Anne, are you on Truth Social? No, we can't get it here in Australia yet. I haven't tried for a while. I should try, but not at the moment. I said Biden is long gone, long dead. Out to lunch said, Geraldine, how you going? Shannon said, Trudeau, Muppet, yeah. Out to lunch, said Anne. Darren said, last I saw was you needed a US phone number to use Truth Social, so no help for British free speech. Not yet. Shannon said, can't get Truth Social in Australia yet. Yep. Deb said it was a plastic wrap that was given cancer. Yeah, I think we're going to find out sooner or later how much of this is not good for us, because we know from the moment of baby's hands on floor, so floor cleaners, are not necessarily a good thing. And I remember my mum used to use on a wooden floor water mixed with methylated spirits to clean the floor. Menacing Muskrat said, Ice Cube saying that he could start his own streaming channel like YouTube, call it QVision. Ooh. Turned down 9 million because he didn't want to get that. Yeah, exactly. I said, Hev, please release me, let me go. I can't sing that low. I start getting all... Darren said, doesn't matter what your pots are made of unless they're lead. Anne said, I thank you. There's an ex-Hollywood guy exposing all the demons. Susie, how you going? Darren said, my water shortage joke went over your head there, Hev. Oh, okay. Sorry. Things do go straight over my head a lot. Deb said, I love it when Hev sings. Shannon said, that's Rich Eyes pleading not to censor him, but one. Oh, come on. No, Shannon, past is a past. Leave it. You two. You two are funny, actually. Susie said, ducking in and out, doing stuff. Just wanted to say, oh, how you going, Susie? Good to see ya. Darren said, his eyes here? I haven't seen him. Yeah, he's here. Menacing Muskrat said, hello, Susie. Yes, Eyes is here. Yeah, and sunscreen causes cancer too. Our cancer found, whatever they're called, in charge of all these cancers, right? They brought out their own sunscreen, and within months or a year later, it was recalled because it has cancer-causing agents or something in it. Lovely. That was the Cancer Council. That's it. The Cancer Council of Australia. They bought their own out. It caused skin cancer. Shannon said, Alex is jelly wrestling. Susie said, watched a guy called SG Anon. He says, Canadian military says power in Trudeau is gone. Anyone heard this? It wouldn't surprise me, Susie. I think it's happening very soon. Because we've got, here in Australia, last week, I think it was, I mentioned that we have US warships in our ports now, and our army, the US Army is working with our army, so things are going to start happening. And the people who are the worst of the worst, these criminals in charge, that'll be the end of them. Bit by bit. Hey, Robin, how you going? And said, SG Anon's amazing. Susie said, hi, Muskrat. Shannon said, lol, mullet sword, more layer back version of bastard sword. Deb said, hello, Robin. Darren said, I hope there's something to that, Susie. Pardon me. Susie said, seems sound, Anne. I said, all water from the sea, we drink the clouds, suck the water, it rains and goes to the pumping station. Yep. Anne said, yeah, he's the real deal. And the only way to stop them from controlling your water is to get your own water tanks. It is. Now we just got to stop them spraying shit in the sky. Anne said, yeah, he's the real deal. Susie said, SG Anon is well worth a look on Rumble. Okay, definitely. George said, 2 cents for death. Shannon said, red miss when you don't miss. Boom, mind blown. Canadian girl said, I think so too. David said, one journey ends and another begins. Susie said, he says the upcoming dates to notice at December 8th, 12th. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay much attention to dates anymore. It'll happen when it happens. That's what I'm thinking. Oh dear. So just because people have called out dates before and they haven't worked out, or things haven't happened that they thought were going to happen on that day, or George said we need a revolution. Faye said, hey, Canadian girl, hope all is well. Shannon said, lead by example, want depopulation, you go first. Exactly. Robin says, Susie Fraser, yes, probably true. That JT you see on TV is not the original. Anne said, SG Anon was on with Scott McKay yesterday. He's on Truth Social. Okay. I said, have Christ returns to Earth roughly 2029, second coming after planet Earth's been flattened. I'm right, not wrong, sorry. Canadian girl says, Trudeau making a fool of himself again like he never stops these days. David says, hi, Susie, I'm subscribed to SG Anon, I like him. Good, okay. Susie said, Robin, I think that knowing that his wife, Sophie, actually left him during COVID is telling. Darren said, how many babies will never exist because lockdowns stop people getting together? Shannon said, hey, Canadian girl, what you doing with the cans today? Susie said, hiya, David, he strikes me as a good one. Just chillin', said, heaven sent, I got an extra bag of Friskies for your kitty. It's up's Australian friendly. God love you. Canadian girl said, hey, Shannon, no cans today. Homemade granola coming out of the oven, maple walnut. Oh, my goodness, yum. Menacing Muskrat says, users bright OneDrive desktop Rockville. Look at this meme. I can't click on it. No, it just hides it when I click on it. I'm going to have to go after the live and go into YouTube and click on it. I said, have Christ, Jesus speaks to his truth, faithful prophets, what is coming and planet Earth will be destroyed. Darren said, cabbage soup sounds like Parliament. Menacing Muskrat said, I'll stick this meme in the comments. Susie said, having goulash over washed potatoes tonight. Oh, yum. I'm having spaghetti bolognese that I made last night, which is better the second night, always. and it's my style of spaghetti bolognese. I don't know if it's actually Italian spaghetti bolognese or might have somehow Irish spaghetti bolognese, but yeah, it has garlic and onion. What else did I put in there? Mince, of course. Very fine mince. I put a chicken stock cube in with beef, but it worked. Can of tomatoes, tomato paste, half a can of tomato soup, a little bit of water. What else did I chuck in there? Oh, some herbs and stuff too. It's bloody beautiful. Bloody beautiful. And then all Parmesan cheese and Parmesan and tasty cheese and sour cream on top. Oh, my goodness. I love spaghetti bolognese. Shannon said, walnut sauce. Careful, you have the pedesters sniffing around. Oh, no, it was walnuts, wasn't it? Menacing Muskrats. Oh, I put in the link. God love you. Thank you, Menacing Muskrat. I said, have Almighty's going to allow this to happen as Almighty sent it? I disagree with you. We're at the very end. I'm sorry. I'm right. Sorry. Yes, okay. We can agree to disagree, eyes. And said it's going to be heaven on earth, so as above, so below. And George said, I'll be voting for Reform UK next general election. F the Tories and Labor. Yeah. David said, you can't flatten the earth if the earth is already flat, lol. Quran says Allah will roll the earth flat to give up her secrets. It's already happening. Depends on whether you think the earth is round or flat or what, you know, because there's all different arguments about what's what. And I'd love to hear, like, honestly, without censorship, I'd love to hear a debate on it. On two people who know what they're talking about, go at it. That's what I want to hear more of in everything. And that's what the TV used to do, but now they don't. They just go all one way. Anne said, today is JFK Jr.'s birthday. Happy birthday, JFK Jr. Yep. Susie said, what do you guys think of what SG says about the firmament and what is the wall of ice? Robin said, asteroids are not real. Everything NASA says is a lie. Yeah, it's, if anything, fear-driven is meant to scare you, meant to keep you in fear, because when you're scared, you're easy to control. So don't have a fear. Like, don't let the TV put you in fear, or the news. Don't let them put you in fear. That's why I choose to have faith rather than live in fear. I have faith. If I'm meant to go, I'm meant to go. If I'm meant to be here, I'm here. I'm going to try and do the best thing I can and, you know, be better than I was yesterday. That's all I'm here for. Faye said, Robin, 100%. I said, have the trumpets are going to blow if you believe it or not. All the young children and babies will be removed from the planet before destruction, including the saved in Christ and the animals and people's pets. David said, the firmament above is unlimited expanse. Darren said, the Bible does not have an ending. It prophesies the conclusion of one world and the beginning of an yet to be known, world, new world. Hey, Timmy, how you doing? Hello, everyone. Excellent series of books to consider reading regarding the Bible. Dennis Prager's Rational Bible. I couldn't put them down. I even took notes. I'm a dork, though. Oh, that sounds interesting, actually. Timmy, Dennis Prager's. I've heard of it before. I just read it myself and then sort of took my own interpretation from it. Susie said he thinks the earth is bowl-shaped. Some say rhomboid, definitely not round. Yeah, it's... oh, dear. There's a firmament over the top, apparently, and then it's got a bowl underneath and then the flat. And it doesn't mean there's no mountains, because, yes, there's obviously mountains, but I've just heard some good arguments from both sides. I know the side that we all grew up with, that, you know, the sphere Earth, you know, it's a round ball floating around in space. And I've also heard some really good arguments from flat earthers. So who knows? Shannon said, meet, Roadrunner is awake to their schemes to kill him. Menacing Muskrat said, eyes to hear, watch this perspective, could be the great deception. Rumble, you have to see this. Your history is not what we retold. Ancient civilization. Yep. Loft said, hey, Gia Loft, how you going? Menacing Muskrat said, eyes to hear, please watch. Gia Loft said, I missed the first hour. I'll catch up on reply, but it's been a busy time for me lately. I'm finally catching my breath. Oh, it's good to see ya. I said, Menacing, everything I've said will come to pass. Planet Earth will be destroyed. Get on your knees and repent and believe. Jesus, ask him into your heart and soul before it's too late. I'm right. Susie said, according to the Catholic mystic Murray, Julie, Jenny, England would convert and be Catholic again after the death of the Queen. I think a lot of countries are going to go Christian again. I really do. Yep, I do. And something's going to come and show us why. I think that's why I said it's going to get weird. We're going to see things that we never, ever, ever expected to see in our life. Menacing Muskrat said 2.3 trillion, a lot more went missing to dumps. That's what I think. Black projects. Canadian girl said, Menacing Muskrat, that video looks interesting. Eyes, I think Eyes, you got your own way of thinking, eh? Like you're really focused in on it, you know? And very passionate. Menacing Muskrat said, Canadian girl, the one I sent Eyes, I'm going to watch many more times. Compare it to HX States. Just chilling, said, great show. Thank you, just chilling. Good to see you. Menacing Muskrat said, just chilling indeed. How was Thanksgiving? Oh, I want a Thanksgiving dinner. Oh, so bad. Turkey. I'm going to have to go out and buy myself a turkey now. Not a live one, like one that's... Oh, where am I going to get a turkey from? I know you can get them from Coles and Woolworths, but they're just like, I don't know. I don't trust their meat. I'm going to have to shop around a bit. I said, Hev, just remember who's in control of this planet, not the wicked, the buffoon. These buffoons make me laugh. Yeah. George said, the UK needs a general election. This Tory government's been the most corrupt government in my lifetime. Menacing Muskrat said, what did retract? I don't know. Just chilling, said Menacing, homie, just chilling. Got all the deck out on them turkey legs. Oh, yum. Reality Seer said, war on carbon, animals, plants, and we are carbon. Zero carbon goals. Yeah, to be zero carbon, that means no life. No plant life, no animal life, and no human life. So what do you think their goal is? To wipe us all out, obviously. We are useless eaters to them. To the very, very rich and elite. We are useless eaters. Shannon said, Al Gore got caught with a suitcase full of vials of blood, remember? Adrenochrome much? Yeah, I remember that, Shannon. Darren said, carbon tax is their way. You can breathe in as much as you like, but no exhaling without paying. Pat said, I believe it's the end of the world as we know it. When we put on the armour of God and stand, we will go together and create a new earth and new body of Christ. I think we're going to clean this one up. That's what I think. Michelle Abb said, happy birthday, George. I said, beef Wellington, that falls at... Oh, yum. You're going to start talking about food again and get me hungry. I'm going to have to go soon. Reality Seer said, some are humans and men, some are humankind and mankind. Wheat and tares have grown together. They walk among us. Yeah, and that reminds me of They Live, see, that movie, They Live. They walk among us. They do. They look like normal people, but they're not. There's something wrong with them in their brain. George said, thanks, Michelle. And Gerloff said, Menacing Muskrat, you're correct about the trillions. Ask the truck drivers who drive for hours under the mountains and through the tunnels all the way to the Russian mainland. See, they're so deep, those tunnels, that they go under the ocean. Gerloff said, happy birthday, George. Canadian girl said, yes, Menacing, that one. I opened it in my Rumble, going to watch later. George said, thanks, Geo. Shannon said, that's a bribe, Hev, lol. What is? Darren say, Pat, the world I know has already ended. I pray for the next world to be an improvement. Shannon said, that's the Illuminati game inverted. And George said, thanks, Hev. Menacing Muskrat said, Loft, Canadian girl, eyes to see. Check this channel out. The Orion lines. Darren said, why are they threatening to bring back COVID measures after asking forgiveness for the last time? Exactly. Dealey said, hello, Hev's mum. GLov said, how does it feel to be 29 and holding yet again? George. Shannon said, Hev laying on the accent when mum calls, lol. I can't help it. It just switches. I can't help it. It's just a natural thing that happens to me. I don't know why. I'm weird. George said, I wish I was 29 loft, lol. Shannon said, do a show in that voice, Hev. I can't. It's only when I talk to my mum. I'd have to be talking to my mum literally in front of me to talk in that voice the whole time. Darren said, messages from eyes get to Hev but have not appeared in the chat. Oh. GLF said, George, I know how you feel, lol. Face said, Darren, I see eyes messages. Canadian girl said, menacing Linda Paris had that channel owner on her podcast last night. Looks interesting. Yeah, I've got to catch up with Linda Paris too. I only caught up with Amazing Polly and X22 yesterday, and that's been all week. I haven't seen anyone. Dealey said, I've noticed that too, Darren. Darren said, very strange, Faith. George said, yes, Hev, I used to get a pay packet. Yeah, the pay packet. It was a way to get the bank's hands on everything. That was the first step of control. And I remember when that happened and I didn't like it. And I didn't know why I didn't like it. But I was only a teenager and I knew I didn't like it. Shannon said, eyes holier than that. Oh. Faye said, it's strange. I've released several held for review. I said, Hev, trust me, the mark is not here yet. Those that refuse the mark cannot buy or sell. Anyone who refuses will be beheaded. They'll go into the heavens for their faith in Christ. Do not take it. Felix Lab said, you can't catch... Sorry, guys. You can't catch a virus that's injected. I happen to agree. Shannon said, have passed the eye test, but not the sanity test. She's seeing aliens. Love said, hey, Hev, did you hear about the group of sheep walking in a big circle for 14 days straight now over in Mongolia? None are known to be sick and none have died. Yes, I have. I showed that yesterday when I was live. I can't remember. Yesterday or the one before that, I showed the sheep walking around in circles. It reminds me of the movie The Cell. Or actually, did I show it or did I just share it on Twitter? I don't know. I said the jibby jabby is components for the mark. This is a fact. Dealey said, that's a strange story, Loft. Yeah, I did see it. I seen the footage of the sheep going round and round. So it reminds me of the movie The Cell. They're just walking round in circles, non-stop. Faye said, I saw that, Geo. Canadian girl said, are those sheep still going? Man, they must be tired. George said, 14 days straight, someone must have put speed in their feed. Darren said, maybe sheep can't count, Canadian girl. Faye said, I don't know if true, but I've read that radiation will cause animals to act strange. So will magnetic fields. Menacing Muskrat said that River Euphrates. Oh, there it is, the orionlines.com. Canadian girl said, well, those ones must have lost count by now. Apparently there's a herd of elk or caribou doing the same thing. I don't know. Wow. Sherry said, Yug House chat on Telegram has a piece on that story, why the animals are walking in circles. That has something to do with the pole shift. It's biblical. Shannon said, his religion is, oh, guys. Darren said, possible faith, radiation alters the behaviour of cells, hence the link to cancer and cancer treatment. George saying, hi, Missy. Menacing said, they have been at a long time, remember? Painting your house in lead paint. Yes, I remember they used to have lead paint and they took it away because they said it was poisonous. Well, you know what lead paint stops? Stops EMF and Wi-Fi signals going through your house. I said, have the Lord as a calendar and clock in the heavens for appointed times and the constellation that are above earth. Everything I've said will come to pass, honey, on my own life. Shannon said they don't like lead paint because it blocks their frequencies that they beam into your house to make you sick. Shannon said, I've read several articles on that. Oh, Faye said, Shannon, I've read several articles on that. David said, December 7th is Pearl Harbor anniversary. Ooh. Shannon said, cool, Faith, missing 2 ones. Darren said, George, you say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to you say you want a revolution. Well, you know, we all want to change the world. Menacing Muskrat said, that's why we live in a closed system. The water goes up and it's dropped back down to the ground. Shannon said, those who know cannot sleep. Darren said, true, Shannon. Anons, those who sleep, and those who sleep cannot know. Menacing Muskrat said, Canadian girl, I canned 14 jars of stewed tomatoes. Oh, yum. George said, Darren, things need to change, mate. Felix Lab said, SGN on is Phil Godlewski, be aware. Davis said, cabbage soup goes into Parliament and word salad comes out. Susie said, I'm at the laundromat. It's kind of bonkers busy here, but I'm back for a while. What did I miss? I don't know. I read a lot of news and now I'm reading a lot of comments. Yep. So I don't know. I don't know how long you've been gone. I just went back to the beginning and read the comments. So I'm way, like, my times are all out. And George said, hi, Susie. And Darren said, agree, George. This madness cannot last. People can only be pushed so far. You mean to the precipice? Remember that? Pushed to the precipice. Saved in time. Susie said, word salad tossed in a Marxist vinaigrette. Dealey said, VP Harris is an expert on word salad. A lot of the left is. They are. A lot of them are. I've listened to people who claim to be on the left and it just seems to be like it takes ages to get a point across. Just spit it out, you know. And they go around and they think they've said something important and it means absolutely nothing at all. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck was that? Seriously. What was that? I said, have you heard Marks and Spencer? They sell quality food and tinned steak with no grizzly bits and it's beautiful and tender. Canadian girl said, Menacing Muskrat, I did some black beans and sausage meat last week. All adds up in the end. Definitely. Susie said, hi, George. Happy birthday. I'm going to need to see some ID. Shannon said, good one, David Morgan, lol. David said, lol, Susie, and washed down with a large glass of slow wine, following which we get the slow wine. And George said, thanks, Susie. Darren said, although I like to keep an open mind on things, I'm on the non-flat earth side. God created an infinite universe that's full of wonders yet undiscovered. Yeah, it doesn't matter which side you're on. Things are going to be weird anyway, right? It doesn't matter which side we're on. Whether you believe in flat earth, round earth, square earth, I don't know. Are we in a simulation? Computer simulation? Who knows? I just got milk stuck all over my teeth. Massing said, yes, indeed, Canadian girl. They're saying that the railroads are going on strike and so is Amazon. Oh. Canadian girl said, yeah, I heard that. I have food, lol. I've always been a bit of a prepper. I said, don't list to the evil that NASA Almighty is going to send fireball asteroids in. Susie said, so true, David. Menacing Muskrat said, yes, Canadian girl, we're both on the same page. Would love to chat with you. Faye said, toroidal Taurus is what I've read about most, the shape of the earth. Who knows? Unless we can get in a rocket ourselves and fly up above it and have a look, I don't think we're going to know what colour the earth is. I've got this skin on top of my cup of tea. Hang on. Try and get it out. It's just a skin of cream, that's all, because I cream my tea. That doesn't sound right. Jesus. Forgive me, please. I put cream in my cup of tea. Canadian girl said, where are you? I'm in Northern Ontario. Menacing said, Yukon. Canadian girl said, oh my, way out north. David said, Catholic is not Christian. Every Catholic should read Windswept House by Malachi Martin. George said, I heard the earth was shaped like a peanut. Yeah, it could be concave. Like, get a peanut, right, and break it, you know, the actual shell. Break the shell in half, and some people say we've got more land than we think. I said, Auntie Hev, please make more food videos. I'll try. I'm just flat out at the moment. I'm so sorry, but I will try. Canadian girl said you can get my email from Hev. I sent it to her to give out if anyone wanted help with canning. Darren said it's toroidal, then hang on, toroidal. Then either you can go up so far that you're coming down, or you have the same gravity holding us onto it as you do with a sphere. Menacing Muskrat said, thank you. Shannon said, good one, Faith. David said, Terry Pratchett says Earth is a disc situated on the back of a giant flying turtle. Darren said, is the Earth a plate held up by elephants, a giant turtle? On a giant turtle? Everyone's laughing. David said, play Taxman by the Beatles. George Harrison saw this coming in the 60s. Shannon said, Terry Pratchett's death proof box. Menacing Muskrat said, Vatican's going to fall. You have to see this. Your history is not what we're told. Ancient civilization. Shannon said, wasn't that the egg man or the walrus? Cuckoo. Odysee said, where carbon and plasma and light and water, Almighty put fossil fuels for us, and the bucking wicked working for Satan want to destroy it. Zal said, there's no external savior coming. It's all down to the individual experience to reintegrate all their aspects. Shannon said, McAllister TV, good one on Orion, whatever you want to call it. Canadian girl said, Menacing Muskrat, I don't know of any other way to get it to you. If there's a way, let me know. Are you both on Twitter? David said, Paul the Walrus, Shannon Spear, and the Eggman, i.e. fake death, born again and in anonymity and replaced by lookalike Billy Shears. I said, people are brainwashed with the X22. No, thank you. I have followed X22 for many, many, many years, and I like them. It's just preference, personal preference. You don't have to watch them if you don't want to. Menacing Muskrat said, Shannon Spear, that was an incredible show, lots to think about. Canadian girl said, then we can just text, I guess, seeing we're both in Canada. I know someone in Yellowknife, and text and phone them, no problem. Shannon's put a lizard up. Zal said, your thoughts are your reality, eyes. Darren said, still gets messages from eyes while not a single one has appeared in the chat. Sheoloff said, if you guys haven't heard about the military operation going on in Syria and Iraq, called Operation Forked Sword, there's a good reason for the West to overlook it. Part 1 of 2. Shannon said, monkey magic with our thoughts, we shape the world. Here, Shannon. Exactly, Shannon. Sheep can count, but it makes them sleepy. Menacing Muskrat said, I'll try through Hev's channel, Canadian girl. Davis said, the spirit of monkey was irrepressible. Shannon said, I still watch Monkey on the regular, hilarious. I said, Hev, Jesus did say the sheep hear my voice, including us as sheep. George said, monkey magic. Darren said, magnetic fields are a type of radiation. There you go. I said, Hev, you really do have an awesome voice for singing. Ask some people, they don't think so. Darren said, there's radiation everywhere. It's a matter of how much radiation or accumulation of as to whether it's harmful. Zal said, I suggest you all go look at the Human Witness channel. She spells out how things are going to unravel. The world's script Bible is a playbook the elite are adhering to. Yes, they are. They're following it. Oh, part 2, jail off. The corrupt intel groups and secret Western lookouts are being removed by military force. Turkey and Iran run the op via Russian command and control structure with logistics air support. Wow. God love you, Shannon. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. God love you guys. David said, I'd change just one line in Rose Tattoo's song, We'll start a revolution, make the streets free. Should be, we'll start an evolution and make the streets free. We can't be beaten. Zal said, and fool the real power us into creating. Zal said, go the tats. Susie said, do you guys think half of the arm scratches were indeed placebos? I hope so. That's what I'm hoping. Shannon says, Zal knows what's going on. Menacing said, yay, Shannon, isn't past your bedtime? No, it's morning. Faye said, Susie, I don't know, but I pray that's the case. Darren said, for the sake of many, I hope so, Susie. I said, I can see these beautiful kitty cats in the mirror. Oh, God bless them. Yep. Shannon says, the weekend, Muskrat. Delia said, Susie, hope so. My family seems okay so far. Only my son's just broken out with hay fever bad and like a rash on his face and neck. David said 1/3 placebos. I heard 1/3 ordinary flu shot, 1/3 makes losing hand Russian roulette. I said, Heavy cannot do that as no man or woman can through the firmament and they know it. GLF said Operation Z, Specimen Z, a Family Guy reference. Darren said, once you lose Russian roulette, you never make that mistake again, David. Yeah, you don't get a chance to make that mistake again. Geraldine said, I've just made a pot of soup with a ham how and broth mix loaded with veg. Yum. Menacing Muskrat said, David Morgan, Audio Digital Pages, Windswept House, and Malachi Martin, Windswept House. Reality Seer said, ET extraterrestrial means more land. They are coming in from across the ice wall and outside the Babylon matrix that enslaves us mentally, physically, and financially. That's what we're in. We're in a slave system. We have been for a long time, and not many people realize it because there's not a cage around us. Our beliefs are our own cages. Other than like you don't hurt anyone, you don't murder anyone, you don't thieve from anyone, and there's just some really basic rules that everyone should follow, and then I think everyone would be happy. But it's hard to get some people to obviously adhere to rules. The people at the top, I mean. I said, we do not live on a spinning ball. We're fixed into place. We're almost flat with an ice wall going around the planet with the dome firmament sitting on top, said Eyes. Menacing Muskrat said, Canadian girl, I'm on the Twitterverse. Reality Seer said, I value X22 over a lot of info. So do I. So do I. Definitely. GLF said, don't laugh. The native Indians call the world Turtle Island based on its slow movement through time and the stars. Yeah, no, I wouldn't laugh at that. No. I said, people who do not believe in the Creator are in serious trouble and danger if they don't turn to Christ. Jesus, believe and pray and repent. Canadian girl said, no Twitter for me. Reality Seer said, it's Judgment Day. Susie said, David, that is the losing hand. Is that losing hand yet to come, or are you speaking about the losses we saw right at the beginning? Reality Seer said, I look to God for healing and protection, but some look to the snakes on the pole. Yeah. Yeah, I'll put faith in God more than I'll put faith in any doctor. Thank you very much. George said, the cabbage outlasted Liz Truss. Menacing Muskrat said, no worries, we'll figure it out, Canadian girl, lol. I said, just remember you'll stand before Christ at the judgment seat and who don't believe. Canadian girl said, I'm on Telegram. Reality Seer said, war on Adam's bloodline. Darren said, Truss tried to be Trump with low tax, high growth. They couldn't let her do that. Menacing Muskrat said, have a long time along this friend asked if I was a Christian. Then he looked at me very strange and said, they know the Bible way better than you ever will. He was a Mason. Really? I said, food, glorious food, hot chocolate and custard. George said, trust in the government lost the UK £50 billion in 5 weeks. Menacing Muskrat said, no Telegram for me. Canadian girl said, oh dear, you don't have much luck here, are you guys? Contact me and I'll try and pass on your emails to each other. David said, I read Windswept House decades ago, Muskrat. I feel sorry for those faithful Catholic believers who never realised the gift of Constantine was a gigantic switch and a replace-op to begin with. Oh, I haven't heard about that one. Darren said, notice Hev catches up faster without Alex. Where are you, Alex? And Faye said, yes, she does, Darren. Dealey said, yes, chat, very different without Alex. I miss Alex. And Menacing Muskrat said, thank you, Hev. And I'm going to go on that because I've got to go and mow my lawn. The front lawn this time. Take a few hours. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. And I'll be back. I won't be back tomorrow, but I'll be back as soon as I can. Okay, guys. See ya.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and where I'll go in life still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.